Hello? Is anybody there? I don't know why I suddenly feel like I gotta say, oh, is anybody there? Let me know in the chat box if you can hear me, if you can see me. How's my camera? That's weird. Hello, Sparkle. I am so glad I'm feeling better towards the end of my glurginess. Let's call it glurginess. I remembered that after something like that, you have this amazing clarity at the other side of an illness and everything. I am sparkling. I feel incredible. I'm like, I feel very emotional and teary, even just speaking of how great I am. How great I am! No, I don't mean that. You know that. Obviously, we've all got our little foibles, but OMG, Oddess! OMG, Oddess. Oh my goddess. So many aha, so much learning. I used, who's heard about these mobile, who's heard of a med bed, first of all? Because these were new to me up till, I don't know, a year ago. And now we've got a mobile, yeah, amazeballs. We've got a mobile med bed, a wand, these Etericare wands, which I've got one on the way, and I used one, and they're like, the testimonials are amazing. So this is going to solve my hearing. I've always been like, this is not what I'm settling for. You know, this is not. Oh man, that sounds incredible. Yeah, anyway, it's just blowing my mind. But this is not what this is not what our session is about today at all, at all, at all. We've got an amazing session, even if I say so myself. And I'm really, really excited about it. It's really fantastic to be here and people joining. So hello to everyone here and hello to you watching on the replay. Is the microphone got a bit weird? I'm recording, yes I am. So anyone new on the call? Anyone new? We are going to do a respark, share a little bit of a respark with you, combined with another incredible process today. So if you're new, to really get the benefit from the respark, you need to watch the introductory video. And I think most people, if they found their way to me, they've either had an introductory session where I've shared the respark, or you've watched the training, because Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot. That's why a lot of his events are. He's very much in my consciousness because a friend is going to his event coming up, and he's just going to be down the road from me. So I'm kind of tempted to go and not so much go to the event because unfortunately it's still the structure of what's wrong with you. What's let's fix you. And I love his work. Anyway, but what the point of what I'm saying is that most of his event is actually education, because your identity, your ego needs that. It needs to know that everything is okay. It needs to understand so that it can let you basically get the goodness from the work. So we've got a good bit of education and chat and stuff today. Yeah, he's amazing. Just noticing people dropping off. I hope everything's all right. So if you're new, have fun, but do make sure that you understand what we're doing, you understand the background behind the actual respark, that it is important. And anyway, how are you all doing today? I kind of launched straight in. How are you? I need some air conditioning. Are you creating? Are you stuck? Or are you oscillating? How are things? How are you doing out there? How are you doing? Good. You know what? I'm going to go onto a different Wi-Fi again, just because I think this. I'm back. Good. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Good. Jolly, good. So, you will need a device or a pen and paper to write with today. You're going to be writing down some things. So let's get started. Let's get started. So today, by the end of this session, you're going to walk away knowing what being in the end result of what you love is like. You're going to know how to step into the magical moment, the eternal now. Okay? And that is a place. It's a very, very, very special place. It's a place where there's no desire and no resistance. It's a place where you love and you can choose what you love. You can choose the end results that you want to create. Who would like some of that? Who would like a bit of that? Let me know. Let me know. How are you doing in the Facebook group as well? Yes, it is. It is. No, that's okay if you don't understand it. We'll unpack it, and you'll be in there. You'll be in the end. You'll be okay. Let me just tell me. Let me just explain what the promise is again. You'll be able to access at will, in a moment, as you choose, a space where you have no desire and no resistance. A place where you can simply choose what you truly love. Why is that important? One of the things that I see stopping people, and I don't mean Joe Bloggs who doesn't know anything about creating, I mean experienced creators who've been doing this work for a while. What often, and it kind of, they might have it nailed in one area of their life and have created and manifested lots of incredible end results. And then it comes to, it does mean no ego in the way, and it also means no desire, no like in the way. Have you ever been with someone that like, you know, maybe fancies you and wants a bit, and you could like feel it, and like even that sometimes is off-putting, or is that just me? You know, that kind of neediness. So, but can you imagine if like everything is energy, what your desires feel like? If, or even prospective clients, or a prospective lover, or prospective money, you know, whatever. So the thing that I see preventing people from creating what they love, and as I said, even experienced creators, is their fear of unwanted results. Let me repeat that, their fear of unwanted results. So, have you heard the phrase, what you resist persists? And there's another similar phrase, what you resist owns you. What you desire owns you if it's meant to complete you. I see this, for example, I was working with someone the other day, and their need to be rich was potent. It was huge. It was massive, and they were cool admitting that. But yeah, and they were still on that level of no judgment, and they're fine with me sharing this anonymously, but they're fine with me sharing it. You know, they were absolutely, totally, when I have the money, everything will be all right. Like that, when that is sorted, when that is solved, everything will be all right. So, if they are saying that when they have this income, let's say it was 80 grand a month, 10 grand a month, 2 grand a month, whatever, it doesn't matter. Once I have that, all my problems will be solved. No, really, Jerry. No, they will. No, but you haven't seen my bank statement now. And they're trying to convince me. And I'm asking you all, y'all, where's the power? Who, where, what are they giving their power to? Money. Money. And what are they never going to have when they do that? That's why it's so powerful to go, oh, where's my focus? Same question. Where's my power? Where's the power? Because the power is what you're focusing on. So what you resist persists, and what you resist owns you. What you desire also owns you if you think it's going to complete you. That's why it's a huge thing that we say. Have choices. And I'd love to see all your choices, by the way, after this session. Please send them to me, because I know a lot of you done some updates and everything. I'd love to see all of your choices. I feel like I'm putting my teacher cap on, but it's not like that. Just I'd love to. It's, you haven't got choices. You haven't got choices that light you up. But all of your choices should be things that you want just because you love them. Not because they'll make you rich. Not because they'll show other people that you're good enough or that you're lovable. Just because you love them. Just because you love them. So by the end of this session, by the end of this session, you're going to walk away and be able to access that magical moment. Okay? With no resistance, no desire. You're just choosing what you love because you love it. I'll answer questions at the end. I don't quite understand that one. So if you've been through the first couple of trainings, I do talk about just choosing something because you love it. So choices, that's why our choices are so powerful, because they are from the heart. They're from the heart. And no, they're not. They're motivated just because you love them for no other reason. For no other reason. So I'll read out the isn't love for a choice driven by beliefs? So it's kind of weird. I'm having difficulty answering it because I'm not sure I understand it. So if you can word that in a different way, that'd be amazing. Most of the things that and I still use the word want, but most of the things we want, and there's bound to be exceptions to the rule, but they're driven by our head, our ego. And I often, I said that at this, I think last week, as you start out, a lot of your choices might still be just logically head driven, and that's fine. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's a journey. And the more you do the work, the more, I remember one of my friends saying, it's the shortest journey in the world from the head to the heart, but it can be the most flippin' tricky, So this is just a journey. It's a journey. It's a journey. So making a choice seems to come from wanting to fix negative beliefs about oneself. No, choices in the way that we use them. You're creating choices. You're just choosing what you love. You're choosing what you want in your life just because you love it. And the shamanic heaven on earth journey is really good for that, because it's designed to lift the mists of our negative beliefs and assumptions. And the innocence meditation as well, so that we can see with, I call it the eyes of a child, in no sense, innocence. So we can see with the eyes that are not clouded by our beliefs and assumptions. So great question. Thank you. Thank you for that. I hope that's clear now. I was working with someone the other day, and they have manifested an amazing, amazing, beautiful, just creation, a love relationship. And when they started to work with me, what was interesting was that actually she was, and I have permission to share this, so I won't share her name. She was really, really, had no luck in love. She was choosing losers, and then there was long patches where there wasn't anyone in her life. And what we realized was that actually she thought, she was putting out the energy of wanting a great relationship. But actually, in truth, she wanted to avoid being rejected. So she was choosing the wrong people and then having to reject them. And then she wasn't turning up for dates. And there was this pattern. And when we dug deep and went on a journey, realized that this is what was happening. She just didn't want to be rejected. Didn't want to be rejected. Most people, like if you look at the area of business, okay, I train coaches, and one of the interesting questions that I ask is, how many sales calls did you do this week? And they might moan that they haven't got enough clients. Well, how many sales calls did you do? None. How many offers did you put out? And I get it. I get it. I was stuck in a funk literally for a few years, because my heart was all big and it was all open, and it was very complicatedly, I was rejected, and I didn't realize that it was stopping me from continuing to put my heart out in the world, actually more in my business than in personal relationships, all tied up. And then I realized it because someone else rejected me in another way, and it was like, oh, that didn't hurt too bad, I've survived that. It was, I wouldn't wish that on someone else, but like I survived it. And then it made me realize, oh my God, this is what's been happening with me. And I've been it's like the image that you have of the bird in the cage and the door is open. The bird is staring at the open door of the cage, but it's still staying in its cage, like a ship in harbor. So a lot of people orientate to the world to avoid failure or loss instead of really going for what they love. And they're just getting by. It's like, some people might call it like it's a shade of grey, however many shades of grey. It's a grey life. They're not shining, bright, bold out there, and they're not totally in their dark. They're just in this little grey area. Just in this grey area. And it's I see it a lot also with musicians and artists. There's that belief that they have to be a starving artist or a starving whatever. And, they get a job rather than actually just, sticking with their art, again, to avoid rejection. So it's this sense of actively resisting something that we don't want to happen, but it actually doesn't increase or decrease the likelihood of that happening. You get me? Yeah, it's very, very common. But with that focus and with that fear, what it does, what's this? The forward and back oscillation. Because when we're bound to that fear and we're focused on what we don't want to have happen, our focus is on avoiding. And then that is that path of oscillation, where Who remembers what oscillation is? So there's the desired result, what we want, and here, where we are now, our current reality. And we move towards creating what we love. And at the point where it's just too painful, our stuff comes up, we run back to our, what I call the discomfort zone. Or sometimes we create what we love, but we can't sustain it because we're not used to the tension of having what we love. So it's forward and back and forward and back and forward and back. And that's why I'm always on the lookout for, are you creating these choices just because you love them? Just because you love them, or because you think, it's going to make you belong or seem good enough, or seem, are you doing it to compensate your negative beliefs? Because desiring something that's meant to complete us creates the same effect. Okay? So choosing an end result, a choice of $1 million a year, or to be a successful coach, or whatever, choosing something that we think will complete us is just another way of avoiding the pain of failure, or of not feeling complete. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It is icky to see. No, absolutely. I hear you. Yeah. But isn't it better to see it? You know what Carl Jung says? Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. So let's create some magic. So what to do? What to do? Yeah. Absolutely, Simone. Absolutely. Because we're not taught this stuff, are we? To go for what we love, to dream. We're told to stop daydreaming, stop imagining, stop it, So it's a whole new orientation. It's a whole new focus. And absolutely, of course, there's going to be fear, because I don't want to actually go in. I was just about to go into something a bit deeper here, but I want to stay on course with what we're doing in this session. But absolutely. But today we've got some real magic to share. So you're in the right place. So we must neutralize the resistance. And hear this. Be okay with all possibilities. Write this down. Be okay with all possibilities, with all outcomes. Be okay. But then to choose what we love, to choose what we really love. So we must be able to walk into our biggest nightmare and our biggest success and still be the same. Still be the same. And this is gold. I've experienced this a few times this year. It's absolute gold. You kind of have to live it to know it. I think with a lot of things, you can logically get what I'm saying, and you're also living it. It makes it the bone broth part of the soup, the foundation, the juice. I've just made some amazing bone broth type soup, so it's kind of in my consciousness. So let me repeat that. We must be able to have our biggest nightmare play out and our biggest success and still be the same. Still be the same. Yeah. Yeah. So that not wanting to be broke, maybe having a business idea fail and not making any money versus choosing a business and creating the end result of what you love. Here's the thing, what we create must not change us. What we create must not change us. To be the same in the desired reality as we are in the current reality. Because when the ego sees that you are going to change, it won't let you create what you love because it thinks it has to die. But also, when you do create what you love, okay, when you do create what you love and you think you're going to change, you won't be able to sustain it. The ego will drag you back here to the grim old discomfort zone. So, what we create must not change us. Either way, we're still the same. Yeah, we're still the same. So, excuse me, from an avoidance or a completion passion, the end result will impact our state. Okay. But from a magical moment perspective, we'll bounce back and just take the obvious next action. You see, you are already it. You are already, let's use wealth. You are already all of the money. It's like if you look at a seed of a tree and you break up that seed, what have you got? All of the invisible instructions for that seed to become the tree are already in it. And for that tree to become the forest. And it's the same with you. You have it all within you. All of the invisible instructions to create what you love are within you. You all are it already. Do you get that? You are it already. The result doesn't change you. The result doesn't change you. You know, coming from someone who was Mrs. Positive, positive thinking, if I think positively, everything will be right. And underneath it was a misery. It was a misery. And I wasn't creating what I love. You see, the misguided notion that when we create what we love will make us better or worse if we don't create what we love, that's what keeps us stuck. That's what keeps us stuck. So, you're in the right place. If this feels painful, if you're getting this, even if you're not getting it yet, we're going to do a really juicy process. And I'm going to ask you as we go along to desire the unwanted state or circumstance. Okay. And I'll ask you questions about that. What we're doing is we're actually triggering all the resistance of the thing you don't want to happen into the active experience. And then we'll tag all of that and treat it. Okay? Tagging, it's just a way. It's just a way to say, remember what popped up. So by tagging, we can come back and treat it later. Okay? And then we're going to switch to the wanted state or circumstances, or the wanted state or circumstance. So the thing that you do want, right? And then I'll ask you to step into it and tag all aspects that actually believe that that's better and will complete you. You know? So to be a successful coach, or to have the dream house, or to whatever it is. Okay? And then we'll treat these. And then we'll treat those. So we're going to we're going to tag and treat the wanted and the unwanted. Then we're going to desire both the wanted and the unwanted at the same time, triggering even more into the active experience. And then once complete, we'll do a change process and commands to actually unlock the magical moment, the eternal now. Oh, the juiciest place where there is no desire and no resistance. Just what you love. Just what you love. Who would love a bit of that? Who would love a bit of that? Jolly good. Jolly good, as they say. So have a device or something to write with and on. I've got some questions for you. So I'm going to choose to step into innocence myself, choose to take some nice deep breaths, and give me permission, please, to connect with your superconscious. Thank you. So I'd love you to write down a list of all the things that you don't want to happen, or circumstances or conditions that you don't want. And these can be your greatest fears. They can be related to, they can be, yeah, I think it's a clear question. You give me a 1 if you're understanding that question, please. Okay. So what is it you do not want? What are some of the things that you do not want? These can be your greatest fears. Absolutely. Just get them out. There's such a power in getting things out from the monkey mind, the head, onto paper or onto a device or something. Just get it out. Homelessness, to lose my home, to be a failure, to lose my relationship, to be sick. Write it all down. Good. You know me, I take you through the stuff, don't I? I take you through the, excuse the French word, the shit. But what's manure made of? What allows the flowers to grow so beautifully? Are you a flower? I just got that end result, the ER end result, a flow towards the end result. Are you a flower? A flower. All the things you don't want. Give me a 2 if you're done with that. I'll give you another minute or so. All the things you don't want. And now we need to think about your choices and the end results you want to create. What end results relate to what you just wrote and how? A life I adore, yeah. To be vibrantly healthy. Predominant creative, I mean, all of those, all of the 4 orientational choices, absolutely. And what about your true choices and other things that are just coming into your head? To have an amazing relationship, yeah. Beautiful home, successful business, health business. So what end results relate to what you just wrote and how? I put it into the chat in the Facebook group and in the on our meeting here. There you go. What end results relate to what you just wrote and how? So give me a 3 if you're finished with that question. Whenever, no rushing, just whenever you are finished. Let me know. What end results relate to what you just wrote and how? You'll love the rest of this process. You'll feel amazing at the end of this session. It's really powerful. All right, now I'm going to put this into the chat in both places as well. And trust me with this. Trust me with this. I want you to step into the end result. You might imagine like a golden circle and step into that of desiring both the wanted and the unwanted at the same time. Just experience that. Trust me, it might seem crazy, but we're doing this unconsciously all the time, remember? Focusing on what we don't want with our thoughts, and that's subconscious, and by not taking action. So you're just bringing consciousness to it now. This is so powerful. So step into that golden circle and allow yourself to notice, maybe even put them in 2 hands. Okay, there's what I want, and there's what I don't want. Okay. I just notice what that feels like. Just notice that. Good. Well done, everyone. And now the next step, I want you to take 3 really deep, conscious breaths. So breathe with me. Breathing in what you do love and breathing out what you don't want. Breathing in what you love. Breathing out what you want to let go of. And now, from that neutral state, I want you to choose what you love. From a neutral state, choose what you love. I choose it. Nice. So now I'm going to invite the superconscious in. Superconscious. We're creating a life we love, a life we adore. For everyone here on the call and for everyone on the replay, please notice all that they don't want, all that they don't want to create. Superconscious. Please desire the unwanted condition or circumstance or state. And please tag all the resistance that pops into the active experience. All the resistance. Nice deep breathing, everyone. Just notice what you notice. You don't have to do anything. You might want to close your eyes. Just allow this to be a deep clearing. So we have family patterns, negative beliefs and thoughts. And we also have neural pathways of the ways we've always done things. It's easier. It's the lazy way. So let's now focus on actually knowing that we love a challenge. You know, we love to step out of the comfort zone. We love the magic. And we know that changes will happen, that things will be different, and that's okay. Yeah, there will be tension. It's creative tension. So tagging and treating any old psychological tension, any doubts, any fears around who am I? Who am I to have what I love? Who am I to even get clarity on what I love? We're baby stepping. More and more clarity of what we love, and then more and more manifesting what we love. Tagging and treating anything in the area of unwanted conditions, circumstances, and states. All resistance around that. Thank you. And now, please, superconscious, treat all the resistance in the active experience related to what we do love, related to what we do want. Yeah, there's events, past, present, and future. Fear of what other people will think when we're at work, or when we turn up to family events, or when we're in our tribe. Who is she to shine? Who is she to be a millionaire, to have an amazing home, to have an amazing relationship? Fears around what others say and think, judgments. Fear of having that beautiful car, showing up. Old patterns of feeling that it's safer to be in the grey area, in the grey life. Leaping into the ocean where the water, where the sunshine hits the water, there's those sparkles on the water. That's the energy of leaping into our new life, leaping into this new being, this new sparkly, shining being that we are in our heart, that we feel when we're in love. And we don't even need anyone in our life to be in love with, just in love with life, having this life we adore. So please tag and treat any fears about feeling like we might be larger than life. And just bringing this to a close in terms of there's the things that we don't want, and there's the things that we want. So now let's step into the golden circle, and with all of our energy, choose what you would love, choose what you do want to create. You're not inviting unwanted things to happen. You're not avoiding them either. You're simply choosing what you love. So what would you love? What would you love? Yeah, that might happen, but I'm going for my heart. I'm going for what I love. Look at Nelson Mandela, over 20 years in prison, because he was adamant, I'm going to go for my heart. I'm going to go for what I love. Look what he created. Gandhi. Your dreams are as important. And remember, when you're creating a life you adore, you're creating a world that we love. You're inspiring others. You're inspiring others. What else would you love? Quick draw, McGraw. What would you love? I'd love an ice cream. I'd love to lie on the beach. I'd love a nice car. I'd love this. I'd love that. I'd love. What else would you love? If you're ever feeling wobbly, just keep asking yourself that question. What would I love? Or if you feel your focus going a bit wobbly, but what would I love? Play with it. Play with it. What would you love? What would you love? How are you doing, people? How are you doing? How was that? Any questions? Any questions from earlier that I didn't get to answer? So let's thank the super conscious. Thank you, super conscious. OMG, thank you. Please ground all the memories that we touched today back into the matrix of the universe, including memories 1, 2, and 3. The parallel timelines. Quantum. Thank you. I'm tingling. I love it. I love it. I thought we were going to run over today. I can't believe I'm over the moon that we're actually a little bit under, which is incredible. So that's the double bubble. The double bubble with a bit of a re-sparkle. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? About the whole. I remember when this was introduced to me, God, 2 decades ago. Our teacher was like, "It's a great day to die," and it's about dying to the ego, dying to the ego. Um, above all else, know thyself. To know, where we're focused, where we're orientated, and the thing we don't want, we're not inviting it. We're not choosing it. It's like it's okay. And then the thing we do want, choosing what you love, just choosing what you love because you love it. All right, I love you all so much. Be gentle with yourselves. And listen, guys. This is a journey. It's a journey. Keep at it, baby step by baby step. I mean, I don't think I have to say, but I think it's important to, obviously I still come up against myself. Obviously. So it's a journey. Be gentle with yourself. And I'm already, even people that have been only on the program a short while, I'm seeing huge changes. So be gentle with yourself. Just keep taking those baby steps. I love you so much. I'm going to go and have some food now. So I am very welcome. I love you all so much. See you. For those of you who do come to the Lenses call, we've got one on Friday. And, well, you will know the schedule of all your calls, so I don't need to tell you. But I love you so much. And, yeah, holler. If you have any questions, anything not clear, then you know where we are. I love you so much. Bye, my beauties. Thank you for being here on the live call and on the replay. Bye, honeys. Mwah. Bye.